The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast. I'm your host, J.R. Glenn, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Thomas Stevens. What's good, Pooh?
Man, what's going on? Just getting how I live, brother. How you doing?
Hey, same here, man. Same here. It's we more than a third of the way through the season. Starting to get an idea of what everybody's looking like. Still got a lot to learn, though.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, man. Got a lot to talk about today. We're gonna talk about these trades in the NFL.
Okay.
We'll talk a little quarterback, a little pre-draft talk. Talk about some quarterbacks.
hmm
What you know from this past
hmm
week, and then we're gonna get our game picks in.
All right. Sounds great.
But yeah, man, shout out to everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You know where to find us on the YouTube channel. Find us for your audio everywhere you find your podcast. Um, check out the website at defylife.co. Get your merch,
No doubt.
defylifegear.com. You know where to get it, man. Man, I want to give a shout out to Al. I know it's a big time for him right now. It's baseball, it's the championship series. So like the Yankees are up right now and the Guardians. So um, I know Al is on a plane right now. So, but shout out to Al, man. I know this is your time of year. But like I said last week, man, for people who don't know, I'm starting to think that have you ever seen Al and Pooh in the same room?
Go
They're
ahead,
never on
man.
the show together. I don't know. I don't know, but maybe it's just a conspiracy theory. I think y'all might be cloned. Y'all and Tyrone.
Go ahead, man.
But yeah, shout out to Al, man. We miss you. Safe travels, bro.
No doubt. Yo, did you say the Guardians? What's that? Who's
Yeah,
that?
the Cleveland Indians are now the Guardians.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
I mean
Cleveland Guardians? Or they're a whole
yeah.
new city?
No, it's still Cleveland,
Oh,
but
because of the Indians name, they
yeah,
wanted
and
to.
probably with that whack ass logo they had. I mean, with a cheese and
They
Indian.
changed their logo?
I mean, no, they had. Remember they had the big smiling red
Yeah.
Indian. Yeah, so
hmm
it was offensive, I guess. So they changed it to
hmm
the Guardians, and yeah, I think it's maybe year three, 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's literally not your granddaddy's Guardians.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, Indians, not your granddaddy's Indians. They are
Okay.
not the same anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I got used to that. And then I find, I mean, I know we don't really, I mean, I guess Al's not here, but there's a new hockey team in Utah,
Hmm.
a new NHL team in Utah now. So, you know,
Hmm.
the more things change.
Hmm.
So, but just wake me up when they bring an NBA team back to Seattle.
Yeah.
I'll be rocking.
That'd be dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
man. As long as it's the Sonics, as long as they don't try to go with no
Yeah,
new name like the Dragons or something. Like,
yeah. The humpbacks, the
right,
Seattle humpbacks.
right. The Biggie Pox,
Right,
the Sir Mix-a-Lots, or some shit.
right, right, right. Seattle Sham Gods. Oh
Right,
man,
like
yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, but yeah, man. Let's get right into it, man. It's a flurry of trades today. First,
Mm,
the big one, Devontae Adams
mm,
requested a trade a little over a week ago, and it's been granted. Shipped to the Jets for essentially it's a conditional third round pick. It can go
mm,
to a second if they go to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl and he plays,
mm,
or if he's named first or second team All Pro by AP.
mm,
So it's a third round pick. None of those
mm,
things will happen.
mm.
Um, First question is will this how much will this matter to the Jets? Like is the team
Um,
good enough for this to even matter?
I think the offense is, they're gonna roll, but the offensive line is porous. but I still think guys are dropping balls and guys are not where Aaron Rodgers expect them to be.
Hmm.
So um, Adam's gonna clean. I think he's gonna clean a lot of that up. However, the Jets, and it's funny that I say this, the Jets aren't the Jets of old, like the
Right.
last 3 years. With that stifling defense and no
Hmm.
matter where they go, where they travel to, they're packing their defense. The young rookie kid rushed for 97 yards off 20 carries. Like
Yeah.
they couldn't stop a nosebleed last night.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. It's difficult, like to carry that season after season, to have your defense be like have to carry your offense like they did last year, and have to do it again this year. It's tough to do.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
It's only special units can do that. I don't think they're quite special. They're good,
Hmm.
but I
Hmm.
don't think they're quite that special. Um, and do you think this is a sign of just the Raiders throw it in the towel?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They really dropped the ball by not going after Justin Fields.
yeah,
I think so. I mean, I like Minshew, but I mean, Minshew and Justin are like that. Those are two different animals, to me. So I just really think they dropped the ball on that. The few things that they left out there on the table. So they just like, you know what? Let's just play for the number one, number two pick, whatever happens. They gave up their money. I mean, they're not gonna have that huge contract. I think they're not because I think I read the Jets are taking up the salary, right?
yeah. The more, of course, the more games he plays, the less they have to pay. But
Hmm.
yeah, the Jets are paying it.
Yeah, so
Um,
that's kind of starting them over. They don't have a huge quarterback. They're not paying a running back. They're not paying a wide receiver. The only person that's making money probably is Max Crosby. So
yeah.
they can do a lot. They can do a
Christian
lot.
Wilkins.
And Christian Wilkins, yeah, they paying him what
Yeah,
110 mil, something like that.
yeah, something like that. And I mean, the left tackle, Colton, whatever his name is. But yeah,
Oh,
I don't think he's one of the highest paid, but he's decent.
he's market
Yeah,
value,
and I mean, and none of it's quarterback money, so they can get him.
right?
Yeah,
Yo, is Christian Wilkins out there? Like, I don't hear his name when I watch the game. All I hear is
Y-
Spillane.
yeah. He got injured. He's out. He's on IR. He got injured last
Really?
week. So yeah, last week was the first game he missed.
Okay,
But he's playing pretty decent before
he's
that.
playing for the. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So just another. I don't know if he'll be out for the entire season, but he's at least
Hmm.
out for 4 weeks. I think he
Right.
some Liz Frank injury, something like that. It's foot injury.
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh. Okay.
Well, yeah. But we'll talk more about possible quarterbacks that they could be looking at this upcoming draft later. Second trade, Cleveland Browns. Speaking of throwing in the towel,
Hmm.
um, they have shipped Amari Cooper to Buffalo for essentially for a third round pick. I think it was Amari and a seventh for a third and a sixth.
Hmm.
So essentially a third round pick. Um, in my opinion, is something Buffalo could use.
Yeah.
What does this do for Buffalo's chances? I mean, I know they're in first place in the AFC East, but they've been kind of up and down.
Hmm.
Play wise, what do you think this does for Buffalo?
I think it gives them a guy that's gonna get open, play in and play out. A
Yeah.
guy that he can really depend on. Excellent route runner. He's gonna catch the damn ball.
Hmm.
So I think it gives him. I mean, we all know Amari Cooper he's a legit number one.
All right.
So he's getting long in the tooth. However, he's still a legit number one.
Right.
So I think they kind of. I mean, they got a good ball player for. I think he got a new deal coming up with like 2 years because I know he was clamoring about. He was speaking to the Browns about a new deal. So.
Yeah.
But who knows if they're gonna re-sign him, but we'll see.
Okay. Um, I mean, I know it's a lot going on in Cleveland right now. What do you, I mean, I know we keep coming back to this, but it's the obvious. that Watson contract kind of hamstrings them as far as their flexibility. I think it's if they were to like if they were to cut him or if they were to trade him, which is unlikely. But even if they found somebody like Carolina who has a lot of cap room, just to take him off their hands and also give them a first round pick, even if they do that, it's $85 million in dead cap money this year, well, next year and the following year. It's impossible. They just pretty much got to keep eating this contract until it runs out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think now the smart thing to do is like they're doing is acquiring draft capital.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I mean, their season's in the tank. Do you see any other way for them out of this mess?
I think they see what they got in the young kid, man. Um, the Suns, man, it just and it hurts me, you know how I felt about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's in the words of Bill Walton, man, the great Bill Walton, he's a shell of himself.
He's a shell of himself, man. And
Put
and
that
that's the
L
thing
down,
is,
man. Mm,
yeah, and even I mean, even they end up with a top, I mean, they will end up with a top three pick, top five pick. You draft a young quarterback, you still got an $85 million albatross on your bench if you
mm,
decide to go with the rookie. Um, but they've, so many holes. Their offensive line has gotten old, so they could use a left tackle, right tackle, probably a guard, maybe a center. Um,
mm,
Miles Garrett is the only effective player on their D line, really. So they need an edge rusher. A corner like this, so it's a lot on that team. So I know I said last week. I don't know if you heard that part, but me and Al talked about the teams we hate in our division. The teams we love to see suffer the most. And the Browns was mine. So I don't feel bad for them, but it's ugly, man. It's
mm,
it's ugly. And it's no that light at the end of the tunnel just might be a train.
mm,
So a lot to clean up there. But first step, I guess, getting rid of Cooper and rebuilding from here.
mm.
Another trade, a minor trade, I guess, is Cam Akers going
Mm.
back to the Vikings from the Rams. Does this move the needle at all?
It doesn't, but the only thing this tells me is that what's the kid name? Um, the kid that came over from Green Bay.
Jacobs.
Um, no, 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 no. That
Oh,
went
Jones,
to
Aaron Jones.
Jones. Aaron
Yeah,
Jones, maybe
yeah,
his injury may be more serious than what we thought it
mm,
was.
all right,
If they made a move for Cam Akers, I mean, they could,
yeah,
I'm pretty sure they got somebody on the practice squad that can do what Cam could do.
right,
Not knocking Cam, but he's not, he don't had two torn
yeah,
what you call those things? Not
uh,
hamstrings, Achilles,
Achilles, yeah,
so Cam is not, I mean, gotta be some guys out there that can do what Cam can do,
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I
you
guess it's
know,
good to have at least
a
somebody
vet,
that's
so to speak.
yeah, reliable, sort of, yeah. Yeah, if you don't know what Jones, the extent of his injury at this point. So,
Mm,
but yeah, I agree. It don't really move the needle, but it's a body.
goodbye.
Yeah. Um, do you see any other trades that you think may happen or something you'd like to see happen?
Mm, I can't think of any. I mean, I wanted Devontae out of there because they're a tank, and I really thought, well, I knew it was nowhere in the hell that the Raiders would trade him to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So they no way they wouldn't do that. I'm kind of surprised that they didn't get in on Cooper,
Mm,
you know. But I can't think of anyone that I like to see go because I know no one's gonna give us a left tackle or a center or anything like that. So
right.
um I can't think of anyone. Oh, I would love to see Hassan Reddick either on the field or get traded. You know, he's a
Yeah,
really good player, just
yeah.
wasting the season away. I mean, I want to see him somewhere, and I don't want to see him with the Lions. You know, because they talking about they
Yeah,
going after a pass rusher, and I don't want to see him with the Lions.
it could happen, considering what just happened to Hutchinson. So it could happen. They've granted him permission to seek a trade.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. Um, yeah, man. Any all these wide receivers flying around, man. I'd love to see one land in Pittsburgh. Like,
Mm-hmm.
um, we need something. We need
Mm-hmm.
Van Jefferson, ain't it? Um,
Really not.
nah, Van. I mean, we knew that coming into the season. Really, I think it was more
Mm-hmm.
wishful thinking. Um, but Van is more of a he's your wide receiver number four. You good? Put in a
Mm-hmm.
number two. So of course, the names come up of teams that are struggling that have wideouts that could be on the move. Hopkins could be on the move out of Tennessee. Christian Kirk out of Jacksonville. Um, Mike Williams out of the Jets. Now they got Adams.
Yeah, I did hear that. Mm-hmm.
Um, I like Mike Williams, but I just think his skill set is a bit redundant to George Pickens. They're
Mm.
both kind of contested catch guys and sideline beasts. I'll take him. Van ain't even that. Um, so I don't even know what Van's skill set is right now. But out of those, I would probably prefer Hopkins.
Okay.
Vet is not too expensive. Somebody who can get open quickly in the immediate route, sure
Mm-hmm.
hands, and somebody I think that'll be a good guy in the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Kirk
And
stays
and Pitt
hurt.
can learn a lot from him.
He could similar type
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Christian Kirk, although I love his speed and explosiveness, he just
Mm-hmm.
can't stay healthy consistently.
Mm-hmm.
So, and any of the other 12,000 receivers in the league who would help us right now.
Right.
Um, Especially if they decide to go with Russ. Russ gonna need receivers. Russ can't get out of there like Justin can.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
You think they're rumbling about bringing it Russ in?
I mean, Mike Tomlin had his press conference today, and he was asked a question like, now that Russ is healthy, will he see first team reps in practice? He's like, yeah, he'll see first team reps, but they both will. And then he was asked, is it a possibility that he starts next week? He was like, well, we won't know until later this week. He's not going to tell you if he's starting now. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
keeps the other team guessing. But he said it's a possibility. It's under consideration. Of course, the media ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's every article you read, oh, big changes in the quarterback room in Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, but I mean, of course, it's a possibility. Justin ain't been perfect. And if you got a guy like Russ on your bench, at least in practice, you gotta see what you got. If he gonna see if he makes the offense better. It's gonna be hard to do after you just got off a 32-13 win to change quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're 4-2, it's tough to do. But I get it. I mean, I'm not there to see Russ in practice every day and see Justin in practice every day. I don't know what they look like, but it seems like everybody respects them, or they're saying they're all the right stuff, and the players are. But I think you have to take that opportunity to see what you got, at least in practice, see how he looks with the first team.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you signed them both. So we'll see. You know, Russ gets in and get out there and stinks it up, then you go back to Justin.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I wouldn't take Justin out at this point.
Right.
You but yeah, man. So we mentioned the Raiders, the Browns, possible and possible quarterbacks that they could be looking at next year. And on the free agent list for quarterbacks for next year, or quarterbacks that are not currently under contract for next year, Justin Fields is the number one option.
Hmm.
So it's right back where they were, and I don't think Pittsburgh's gonna let him get out the door.
Right.
So we're looking
I
at
agree.
draft picks. Looking at the top names in the draft at this point. Looking at Shador Sanders, Colorado, Carson Beck from Georgia, Cam Ward from Miami. Um,
Mm-hmm.
just those three guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, rank them for me as of now.
To me, I have Cam and Ward. To me, they're neck and neck. Um, but I've seen
Cam and Shador.
Cam and Shador. Who did
Yeah.
I? Oh, I call the
Cam
same
and
person.
Ward. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like,
Cam and Shador. To me, they're kind of like neck to neck. However,
mm,
I've seen Shador be, I guess, more games. I've
mm,
seen more out of him with just flat out really barely any talent around him, especially on the
right,
offensive line. And he,
yeah,
he make plays, make throws, pinpoint. But like I said, they're neck and neck. But I'm gonna give Shador the slight edge, then Cam, then the Beck. Beck, he plays good ball. I mean, but he's flooded with talent. I
right.
just don't see. I just, I'm not gonna say I don't see it out of him, but I just think he's more of a product of the system, and I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's always difficult to judge college quarterbacks who have everything around them
Mm,
as prospects because you don't really see them under adversity.
mm,
The times we've seen them under adversity was just recently against Alabama. Was They were down by 30 in the first half. You got to put yourself in a hole because he played horribly,
mm,
and you put yourself in a hole you can dig out of. So but consistently, he's got the best 10 teammates on the field.
right.
Right. So yeah, it's tough, and um, I have Shador and Cam right ahead of him. I do agree. Shador he does a lot with less, and he he plays the game the right way.
He does.
He can read defenses. His arm talent is not elite, but it's good enough.
Mm,
My only knock on Cam Ward is he gets a little arm egotistical at times. We think he can throw it
mm,
anyway. Um, so but extremely talented.
mm,
It's gonna be fun to watch this play out, and I think this draft class, this quarterback class next year was a little pre underrated because the last year's was so hyped, and I think people just kind of assumed that this class wasn't going to be as good, but I think it's shaping up to be
mm.
pretty decent.
Okay. What classification is the kid Gabriel from Oregon?
He's a senior.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him too.
Mhm. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah,
He just makes
yeah,
the plays,
right.
but I don't see a really great like strong arm out of him. He gets it there, and he's definitely accurate. But
right.
I don't see a cannon out of him.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. And maybe I'm scouting the helmet a little from Bo Nix from last year, but Dylan Gabriel seems like he kind of in the Bo Nix mode. He doesn't take a lot of chances, like a check
Mm-hmm.
down merchant a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure if he has the mentality or the arm talent for the next level. Um,
Okay.
so I don't consider him a first round prospect. Some Cam Rising's out there, but he just got injured for the season. Um, yeah, so I think those top three are going to be solidified. You know, but we got a long way to go.
Right.
Um, so after last week, what do you know that you know after week 6?
Cowboys in trouble.
Man,
Cowboys in
the
trouble, man.
the
Cowboys in trouble, man.
yeah.
A lot has changed since week 1. So I really thought I was like, whoa, boy, they coming out like gangbusters. They could really,
Mm,
because I remember making a statement about them. Hey, man, Cowboys they might be on to
yeah.
something. But you know what? They are who we thought they were.
What we thought they were.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think the one thing that game against um, Detroit kind of proved was D Dan Campbell is petty as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He
What do
hates
you do, man?
Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
So remember last year, uh, the, the the last year when the Lions played Dallas, so the
Mm-hmm.
Lions got called for like illegal man down when Dan Skipper was in the extra offensive lineman was in the game and they got a
Mm-hmm.
penalty. First play of the game, he brings Dan Skipper in as the extra blocker. Then when they up 27-3, he got Dan Skipper out wide running routes. The man ran a
Really?
slant like they just he was just rubbing their face in it. Um, and I like that kind of pettiness, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
especially against the Cowboys, everybody like to see that, except for Cowboys fans. But I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I like to see. I don't, sometimes it's good not to see jersey swaps and hugs after the game. If you hate
Mm-hmm.
somebody, you hate them. I like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was petty as hell, but I like
Mm-hmm.
it. But again, like you just mentioned, huge, costly injury for Detroit and
Mm-hmm.
with Aiden Hutchinson. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Is it me? It's like maybe it's because it seems like every week the Steelers play, our opponent is missing like a superstar. It's like
Mm-hmm.
started with Dallas, they missing Micah and Demarcus Lawrence. This is the last week with the Raiders. They missed. Christian Wilkins gets hurt. He's gone. Now we got Washington coming up. Jonathan Allen's hurt. He gonna be missing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now somebody else I heard today is gonna. It's like everybody. Um, Kayvon Thibodeau, the Giants. Now he's hurt.
He's hurt.
Yeah, he missed last week's game.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, because
Um,
some kid was in there. I ain't know nothing about him. Okay.
yeah, Joe Schmo, whatever.
You're right. He had like 2 sacks though.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
There's somebody else. Oh, Chuck Clark for the Jets. Now he's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's just last year was like all the quarterbacks were getting hurt, and it was like the year of the backup. But now it's just like defenders everywhere getting hurt, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, nobody cries for us when our players get hurt. So
Right.
yeah. One thing I know after week 7. Hmm. So you remember when um, John Gruden had that show on ESPN before the draft? It was like with the chart with the quarterbacks on the whiteboard,
Mm-hmm.
and he bring them all in, and ask them to write
Mm-hmm.
a play. And I remember he had, I think it was Jimmy Clausen
Mm-hmm.
on the whiteboard. I think it was. Um, and yes, Jimmy Clausen, because he asked him about a play. He had threw an interception on, and Jimmy Clausen blamed his receiver, Golden Tate. He blamed Golden Tate. And I'm going somewhere with this, by the way. And John Gruden stopped and was like, no, when you asked about an interception, it's always your fault. You're the
Mm-hmm.
quarterback. And so to see Aaron Rodgers throw Mike Williams under the bus last night
Mm-hmm.
after that interception told me two things. Aaron Rodgers still can't take accountability for shit.
Mm,
And two, he is done with Mike Williams.
mm,
Um, it's been well documented that Williams has struggled and he's been trying to please, get earn Aaron Rodgers' trust, and it just hadn't worked out. But when it gets to that point, um, when his press conference, he's basically blaming you and in detail. That's telling you he's done. So I think that's why they brought in, another solidify why they brought Devontae Adams in. But I say
what
that this,
happened? Yeah, I didn't hear it.
um,
Mm,
Rodgers pretty much they asked him about the because they were down by three, driving with like
mm,
3 minutes to go, and Aaron Rodgers threw an interception. His
that's all.
explanation was it was supposed to be two streaks, one guy down the seam, and the other guy, Mike Williams, was supposed to run down the red line, which is about 4 to 5 yards inside the sideline. And he said when he looked over, he had his eye on the street on the seam. He looked over. Mike Williams was running a dig, so he had to adjust his throw and try to adjust, based off of where he saw the route going. Which I'm not in the huddle. I'm not. We don't have we're not privy to what's going on. But it didn't look like that to me. Um, it looked well. Even if he did, one, he still could have made it if you threw it to where it's supposed to go. And if he couldn't, nobody was out there. It's second down, 3 minutes to go. Ain't like it's a Hail Mary. Throw it away and play the next play.
Mm-hmm,
But to say that in a press conference and specifically and go into detail of how you blame Mike Williams for that speaks volumes to me.
mm,
And so I say all that to say is I think their issues in New York are bigger than firing your head coach or bringing in a new
mm,
receiver. Um, when you got a 40-year-old quarterback who won't take accountability and start throwing his teammates under the bus, you got bigger issues.
mm,
So I say all that to say I think the Jets are in trouble with or
mm,
without Devontae Adams,
mm,
and they're stuck with Aaron Rodgers until he says
mm,
he's done.
mm.
So could be wrong. Hope I'm not, but we'll see.
Right.
I know Al hopes I'm wrong.
Mm,
But anyway, man, let's get into these games. Um, Thursday night, we got Denver traveling to New Orleans, the Sean Payton Bowl. Um,
mm.
who you taking?
Um, I'm gonna go ahead and take. I know Denver's flying high. They're packing their defense. I'm gonna take the young Spencer Rattler, man.
Okay. All right. Sunday, we got the early, is it London? Is it a London game or a Germany game? I think it's a London game. It's another London
Yeah,
game.
yeah, I think so.
We got New England against Jacksonville. Jacksonville is technically the home team. It's so
Okay.
weird now. I still got to get used to seeing the New England logo and remembering that they're not great anymore. Um,
Mm.
but who you taking, man? This is it's gonna be a pretty ugly game, probably.
I'm taking May, man. May didn't look so. He didn't look too bad.
He
I
didn't.
think he threw 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, rushed for like 50 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I think he gonna be. I think gonna be all right, man. I'm taking New England.
Okay. May over Trevor.
Yeah, I'm taking May. Trevor
You
did.
wanna?
He did play pretty good against us though.
Yeah, he looked pretty good the
Yeah,
last two
it
games.
looked like he. Yeah, he has. He has.
First 1 o'clock game, we got Seattle traveling east to Atlanta. Who you taking?
I'm taking them Dirty Birds to A-Town stomp, man.
Okay. Tennessee going to Buffalo. Who you got?
Buffalo, Tennessee, and Buffalo.
All right. Division matchup. Got Cincinnati going to Cleveland. What do you think?
Cincinnati, man.
Uh,
D Watt out of it right now.
yeah.
I don't even know if he ever gonna be back in it.
Oh
Like I
man.
said, I love D Watt, man. That was my guy.
He
One of my
put.
favorite college players ever. That's all I used to talk about.
I don't know.
I just hate to see it come to this, man. When it's the player you really, really fond of, and you just hate to see him that way, man.
Yeah. Um. he- I ain't gonna harp on it. I feel you because
Mm,
we done talked about him enough. Yeah, I
mm.
ain't gonna pile on the dude. But
Yeah,
yeah, this is
it hurts. It really
yeah.
hurts.
But and Nick Chubb might be back for them this week.
Yeah, he on
Uh,
the fantasy joint, he's slated for points and
yeah. So I mean, it
hmm
should be if Cleveland can't score, if Cleveland can't score on Cincinnati's defense, they're in trouble. Cincinnati
yeah.
defense is horrible.
So my thing is like, do they see where Nick Chubb is, or just do they sit him? Because they're not going anywhere. But I guess
Right.
they have to see where he is, because if not, they might have to draft one. So I guess they got to see what he has left, right?
Yeah,
Or
and
no,
I think so. And I mean, it's still early enough in the season where anything can
anything
happen.
can happen.
And
True.
two, if he's available, you got to play him.
Yeah, yeah.
So, all right. Should be interesting. We got Houston traveling to Green Bay.
Mm, mm. We'll take the home team.
Going Green Bay.
Hmm.
All right. Um, Another 1 o'clock game. Got Miami traveling to Indy.
Indy.
Take on the Colts. Taking Indy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Bob Greasy ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, man. As long as that
Dan
kid on the
Marino ain't
side,
walking through
yeah.
that door.
As long as that kid on the sideline, man.
All right.
And then if Joe Flacco plays, he gonna light it up,
Right.
But the other kid, I mean Richardson, he's learning. They, I
Yeah.
think they average like 20 points a game with him, but they average 30 points a game with Joe. So,
Right. I
you
think
know,
Joe just on this put a young quarterback out of a job tour.
right.
Okay, he just stepping in on 1 year contracts, putting young quarterbacks out of jobs
And slinging it, man.
and
He coming in
slinging.
slinging it.
Yeah, Joe, Joe, hitman.
Mm,
Um, oh, another good one. Detroit traveling to Minnesota. Um, I know you wish both teams could lose,
it's
but
true.
yeah, who you taking?
Mm, taking the home team, taking Soda.
Minnesota. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. At this point, I think Brian Flores can make any quarterback look below average. So
Hmm.
I'm with you, man.
And I don't think they're gonna be able to get after Sam. They're gonna bring some heat, but without Aiden, like in the four guy, defense, four D lineman defense, have to bring somebody
Yeah,
because Minnesota has a pretty good line as well. So,
right.
but without that monster Aiden Hutchinson, which is a mismatch against anyone. So I just don't, I'm going with the Vikes.
Yeah, got you. All right, another divisional game. Got Philly going up the turnpike to take on the Giants. Who you taking?
I'm taking Philly. It's not gonna be an
Okay.
easy game though.
Nah, it shouldn't be.
Hmm. Then that
Mm,
beast coming back. The beast coming back. Oh, for them two
yeah,
concussions.
yeah, neighbors.
Kid special, man.
Kid still leading the league in reception.
Yeah, that kid all there in the bag of chips, man.
Right.
That
Yo,
kid
man.
real.
Speaking of which, two things. One, I don't know how LSU does it to have like first team All Pro receivers at the same time, 3 times that came out in the same class. So I say that to ask you this: rank these pairings for me. LSU receivers. You taking Odell and what's his name? Landry,
Jarvis. Yeah.
Odell and Landry, Chase and Jefferson, or Brian Thomas and Neighbors. Yeah.
Just from what I saw, Jefferson and Chase, like that. That's the kid broke a record, right? He threw for like 62 touchdowns or something crazy.
Burrow.
Burrow with that
Yeah.
squad, man. I'm gonna go with them because they had another receiver that was drafted too. I can't recall
Yeah.
who it was though.
Was it Terrace Marshall?
No, Marshall
Oh,
went to Georgia.
Butte. No, Terrace Marshall went to LSU. I think he was there
It
before
went to
them.
LSU.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he went to
Yeah.
Georgia.
Terrace Marshall went to LSU. Keyshawn Butte, I think.
I'm thinking about the running back. Marshall must be. They got drafted by
Oh
the
yeah. Yeah.
Redskins. Yeah.
Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Chase and Jefferson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Can't go wrong either way.
No way. No way.
All right. Start the 4 o'clock games. Going West Coast battle. The Vegas going back to LA to take on the Rams. Who you take?
Going to Rams. I'm
Uh,
going to Rams. I think Cooper may be back this week. Um, maybe they can start getting Matthew some weapons back in the fold. That's
mm,
not running backs. So I'm going with the Rams this week.
okay. All right. Carolina traveling to Washington to take on the Commanders. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with the upset.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the upset. I'm taking the red rifle. He's gonna come out slinging it.
Yeah.
But they defense really is not as bad as you think they are.
No, they're not.
They got oh my God, Jay, they got a young stud middle linebacker. I think they took him in the third round. A kid last name Wallace. I think he had 18 tackles against
Oh,
us.
from Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had 15 tackles last week.
Really?
Oh, Jay, they
Wow.
found that yeah, they found a middle linebacker, Josie Jewell. They're gonna move him to outside.
Yeah, Josie.
Um,
Yeah.
man, Jay, they got them another Dan Moore. That kid's an animal.
Really? I
Yes,
ain't
yes.
watching
Check
him
him
like
out.
that. When I
Check him
watch him.
out, man. He's everywhere.
Yeah, I remember him in the draft, and he was decent there. So yeah, I check him out.
Okay, do you remember him in the SEC?
Hmm.
Because he a beast. He a
Yeah. Well,
beast.
I just remember him in the draft process.
Okay,
You know.
okay, okay,
So,
okay.
yo, it was funny last week. So commentators, I don't even know who the commentator was in the Panthers game
Mm,
last week, but I just saw the highlight, and the kid
mm.
was saying like he was in mid sentence, and they had the camera on Bryce Young, and the commentator was like, "Yeah, it'd be good for him. It's gonna be great for him to learn from a professional." And time he said professional, and he threw a pick. That was the funniest.
Yeah, that's funny.
And that kid said, "Oh my God." The timing couldn't have been better on that.
No,
Oh,
that sounds funny. That sounds funny.
um, oh man, we got Kansas City traveling to San Fran. We take them.
I'm taking I'm taking Kansas City.
Okay.
Hmm
San
I
Fran
don't
Cook, man.
I don't know. I don't I don't know who if they're playing the young rookie at running back. I don't know if Mason gonna go. They
Debo.
don't have they don't have the Swiss Army knife,
Right.
and Debo and
Okay.
McCaffrey.
Right.
Um they're gonna be able to throw it a little bit, but the Chiefs play really, really good defense.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
play really, really good defense.
Chiefs are a defensive team right now.
Yeah, and um I'm expecting Juju to have 100 yards receiving.
All right.
He's Travis Kelce, of course, is not. He's not Travis Kelce of old.
All right.
And I really think San Francisco is going to have a tough time stopping Hunt.
Yeah, I look good.
He looked good. I think he's going to do his thing, and Worthy's going to take the top off. But um, I mean, I think they're going to be able to move the ball.
Okay. Um, Sunday night, we got the Jets, the aforementioned Jets, traveling to Pittsburgh. Who you taking?
Mm, I think it's going to be tough.
Mm,
I think it's going to be tough, but I think it's going to be more scoring than what we think it is.
mm,
But I'm Steelers, giving the Steelers the edge.
yeah.
I think they have Mobley coming back this weekend. They're really missing him. You know, they're that middle.
Yeah, they are. Even 'cause Quincy Williams, the other linebacker, is missing.
Hmm.
C.J. Mosley. But yeah, I'm with you. I mean, it's Pittsburgh. It's going to be a close game.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. Um, got two Monday night games. Why do they keep doing this?
I don't know what that's about, Jay.
I don't know. But got one on ESPN and one exclusively on ESPN Plus.
Mm,
Like
you don't
it's
like
weird.
that.
It's like NFL don't want people to watch their game. You gotta pay for everything. But um,
That's
anyway,
crazy.
Baltimore traveling to Tampa. Who you
Mm, I'll take Tampa.
got? Okay. I won't ask no more. Hope you're right.
Hmm.
Um, that's at 8:15. The 9 o'clock game on ESPN Plus. The Chargers taking on the Cardinals. Is Marvin playing? I know he got a concussion last week.
There is still up in the air.
Okay.
He has points listed. I think he was limited today in practice. No,
Uh-huh.
he didn't practice today. He didn't practice today. We won't have any information about it until tomorrow.
Gosh.
So, but they have points beside his name, so that's all I know.
Okay. All right. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the Cards.
Okay.
Mm,
All right. Oh, well, good luck this week.
that's it.
That's it. Yeah,
Oh, we got a bye.
I'm guessing so.
Yeah, you ain't said no bothers. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
off
don't
this
know.
week. Yeah,
Yeah,
we off this week.
yeah, but I ain't think that's a good one. Yeah, y'all off this week.
Yeah, we off this week. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Then we come back and we go to Washington. And
Right.
you see they done flex their game.
Oh, did they? Oh, they
Yeah,
flexing games already?
they gave CBS an additional game. Our game is gonna come on at 3:15.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. They flexed it to 3:15, and they
Shit.
gave it to it's gonna be on CBS.
Okay.
And
Shit.
that's odd though because the NFL normally play on Fox,
Well,
right? I mean the NBC. I mean
yeah,
the
NFC.
NFC there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you said everything but right. But
Mm.
they took away those CBS for AFC and Fox for NFC. They took
No, I
that
didn't
away.
know that.
Yeah, last year they took it away, and this year they went all in. So it's basically they just put it. It's like a free for all.
Okay,
So any
I
team can
didn't know
play
that.
anyway. Yeah, I hate that because
Okay. Mm.
I hate Fox's coverage.
You do.
Yeah, man, it just
Mm.
seems so dead.
But we so used to that, man. They've been doing that ever since we can remember.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and we just look forward for that. Like, okay, the NFC, we're going to the NFC channel. AFC, it was just like
Right.
second
Exactly.
nature.
Now you got a
Mm-hmm.
channel search. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. That's what I said. Between that and no more SEC on CBS, like
What's that about?
their contract's over.
Oh, so they're just going with the SEC network,
I mean, yeah, I mean, something like they'll have,
ESPN,
yeah,
whatever.
wherever,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's weird,
Mm,
changing times, man.
mm.
So anyway, man, before we get out of here, you got anything you want to get off your chest? Any parting shots?
Ain't got no point shots, man. But we got to drive down to VA. take my son on a recruiting visit
Okay.
to Concord University in West
Nice.
Virginia, 4 hour ride. Wish him luck and hope they make him an offer. So
Good
we'll
luck,
see,
nephew.
man. Yeah, God
Well, I ain't
bless.
gonna
We
wish
get
him
there
luck. He don't
safely.
need it.
Yeah, get there safety. God bless us. Get there safe to get back safe. So,
Good
well,
man.
get there safely, and get back safely. I
No
said
doubt.
safety. Yeah, I said
Yeah,
safety. Yeah.
I got it. I speak
I'm out
for
of control right now.
No,
Yeah.
you good. Kid just rambling. Uh, about safety.
Mm.
But yeah, man. Good stuff, man. Um, two things. One, safe travels.
No doubt.
Two, man. Enjoy these times, man. And kid about to be out the house. So
You're about to be out the
time
house,
is
man.
time is winding down, but enjoy these times, man. These recruiting trips and
That's what's up.
um, you know, and tell him to enjoy it. And
No doubt.
you never you only get to do this once, right?
You're right. Yeah.
Like this is literally something you only get to do once.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, even if you play on the next level, you'll never be recruited again.
That's true.
Yeah. So tell them to enjoy it. Tell them to eat all the food they give them because they're gonna feed him
No
well.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
On every trip and go on every one they invite him to.
Right.
It's fun
Right.
times.
No, that's what's up.
Good stuff, man.
We'll do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I ain't really got nothing crazy, man. Again, um, prayer shout outs to everybody in Florida, and people still in North Carolina, still dealing with it, Georgia.
No
Um,
doubt.
you know, hopefully this is the last that we've seen this year of hurricane season.
Mm-hmm.
I got a few clients that are in Florida and they were right in it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Clearwater and Tampa area. Luckily, it wasn't as bad as they thought it would hit in their areas, but I know it's
Mm-hmm.
bad for a lot of people. I got family there too.
Correct. Correct.
So power starting to be restored, and but it's still flooding going on. So um,
Mm.
eh, you know anything you can do to help, whether it's just prayers or well wishes. If you can donate, do what you can, man. There's people still out
Right.
here struggling.
No doubt. No doubt.
Uh, but anyway, man, that's all we got, man. Again, shout out to Al. Everybody enjoy your games this week. As me and Al said last week, it's the best time of year in sports. You got NFL, college football, WNBA playoffs, baseball playoffs. I know I'm missing something.
The NBA should be coming on in like two
NBA,
weeks or
yeah,
so. Mm-hmm.
NBA and preseason's going on right now. College
Mm-hmm.
basketball is coming up. So enjoy this little 2 week stretch because next thing you know, we'll be back in June with nothing but baseball going.
Mm.
So,
We're watching paint dry. Yeah.
right. Calling Pooh every 5 minutes. What you doing?
What you doing, man? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but y'all enjoy it, man. Enjoy week 7. If you got to buy, hope all your players get healthy. And we'll talk to y'all next week, man. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy life.
Peace.
Peace.